The twists and turns continue in the Delhi hit and drag case, while the war of words escalates between the families of the victim, Anjali, and her friend Nidhi. According to the police, two more suspects identified as Ankush and Ashutosh are involved in the case. The hunt is on for the other two accused, while the police custody of the five main accused has been extended by 4 days. Police say the two new accused are friends of the five suspects in custody and have allegedly tampered with evidence. Moreover, call detail records of Anjali and Nidhi have revealed they were together at the time of the accident and had no prior contact with the accused. Anjali's family and neighbors today marched and protested in front of the police station and demanded the death penalty for the accused, as more CCTV footage has emerged showing an attempt by the five suspects to hide evidence just after the accident. They have told the cops they were drunk and were listening to loud music. But this new footage shows that they may very well be conscious and they were making an attempt to get rid of the body and hide evidence. The question we ask then is it time to book these accused for murder? Remember, they fled the scene of the crime. They dragged the body for 10 kilometers. They refused to stop and provide aid to Anjali. And they tried to dispose the body and all evidence. For that, is it time to book them for murder?
Justice for Anjali. The chorus is getting louder and louder. People were out on streets on a cold Thursday morning in the national capital. Anjali's family members and neighbors took out a protest march and demanded strict action against all the accused.
They are also saying that this girl Nidhi, who is believed to be the friend of Anjali, should be tried under the law as well, because as far as her statement is concerned, so she is somewhere misleading the investigation.
अगर ये हादसा होता तो गाड़ी है, गाड़ी के नीचे कुछ भी आता है, अगर एक अद्दा आ जाता है तो उसमें भी पता लगता है कि गाड़ी के नीचे कुछ आया है, तो इंसान हादसे के मुताबिक देखना चाहिए ना उतर के। देखो, हम अंजलि की दोस्त को नहीं जानते थे, हमारी बेटी हमारे घर से अकेली आती थी और अकेली जाती थी। निधि से क्या लिंक है हम उसके बारे में नहीं जानते बिल्कुल भी।
Even Nidhi's mother today came out and defended her daughter. She revealed that Nidhi got scared after they met with the accident. Nidhi's mother went on to allege that the accused even tried to run the car over her.
3 बजे आई थी साहब जी।
3 बजे रात में?
हाँ जी। घबरा रही थी बहुत तगड़ी, मम्मी मेरे साथ एक्सीडेंट हो गया बहुत तगड़ा। मेरे को भी मार रहे थे वो लोग। बस यही बात हुई थी साहब जी।
On the other hand, there has been some shocking revelations that have been made in the case. The Delhi police today conducted a press briefing and revealed that there are total 7 accused in the case and 2 of them are still missing.
CCTV फुटेज के आधार पर और जो CDR के आधार पर हमें ये पता लगा है कि इसमें 2 लोग और इन्वॉल्व थे और उनके लिए पुलिस अभी रेड कर रही है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन अभी जारी है।
Meanwhile, a new CCTV footage has also emerged. 5 accused in the case can be seen abandoning their vehicle in a parking lot and fleeing in an auto after the accident. One of the accused got out of the vehicle and looked down to check under the car on the left side. This coincides with the forensic report which confirmed that Anjali's body was stuck on the left front wheel of the car. If we look at all the evidences which have been found until now and the adding up of 2 more accused in the case, a question clearly arises here. Is it still not a case of murder?
Let me take that question to the panelists who are joining me. Mamta Kale is the spokesperson of the BJP, Abhinandita Mathur, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. We have Yashwardhan Azad, former IPS officer. We also have Barkhat Rehan, social activist. Yashwardhan Azad, is intent to hide evidence enough to book someone for murder? The police now say 2 others were involved in the tampering of evidence.
It's a question of hiding evidence in this case. You see, first, there are two, as I maintained even earlier, that the first part is, of course, the accident, which has been accepted by the.
There seems to be some problem with that line of Yashwardhan Azad. I'll ask my producer to fix that line in just a bit. Let me bring in other panelists. Ms. Azad, if you can hear me, sir. Okay, we'll try and fix that line with Yashwardhan Azad. Barkhat Trihan, if you're joining me, and this is the question that I wish to ask certainly, that the defense of the accused, that they were drunk and were listening to loud music, doesn't really hold anymore. First, it's a gruesome nature of the crime. And if anything, the new set of CCTV footage shows that they knew that something was stuck, that they knew that there was a body being dragged. They knew that something that they have to protect themselves. That is why there is tampering of evidence. Barka, if you can hear me. Okay. Okay, let me take that question to Abhinandita. There seems to be a problem with those two lines. Abhinandita, we have seen the protests by the family. They are demanding justice. Do you think time has come and there is enough evidence? There is this certainly qualifies for a rarest of the rare crime. Those accused must be booked for murder now. This is not about just a hit and run case.
Absolutely. I think that we have already taken way too long to establish that it is a murder. The way the police handled it initially, the denial, obviously by the accused, but also the cover up by the local police at the time. I think we are really letting the girl down. We are letting every woman of this country down. If this is not murder, then what is? And you're absolutely right that it is high time that, I think 302 with actually the worst kind of strictest punishment should be implied on this case. It is a very critical matter. We must actually, compensate for the lost time and take action very quickly.
Yes, we have to compensate for the lost time because that certainly is a matter of concern. Mamta, when a car is hit, normally people stop and check. The fact that they continue to drag her for 10 to 12 kilometers, can that be seen as an intent to kill? Shouldn't that be seen as an intent to kill?
Yeah, good evening, Maria, and good evening to everyone. See, we've heard the detailed press conference this afternoon of Special CP Law and Order, who stated and said very clearly that, they have recorded Nidhi's statement under 164 CRPC before the magistrate. Also, they said that public prosecutor has been appointed. The case has been registered under 304, and they said we will build a very strong case against all these five accused.
But this is not 304A. This is 302. It's about culpable homicide amounting to murder with an intention to kill.
Yeah. So I'm coming to that, Maria. I'm coming to that, and they are interrogating all these five accused. They are looking for two more accused who tried to.
Yes, I know about all those facts. I know about all those facts. But it's very clear, Yashwardhan Azad, that there is evidence enough now to suggest that these five accused tried to tamper with evidence. That is the reason why now the police has talked about two others who were also involved in protecting themselves. They were all trying to protect themselves. They knew that they had committed murder.
In fact, I would go beyond what you say, tampering the evidence. I would say that they were consciously involved in the act, because there are two parts to this act. First is, of course, the impact where the accident took place, and that has been taken care of in the FIR itself, because it is from the accused, where they said that we hit somebody because we were drunken, and because we were drunken, we couldn't hear it. Maria, there is also one of the clips shown where they look down from the car and see that she's over there, and yet after that they drag the body for about 12 to 13 kilometers. Now, in one of your channels or the other channel, there was an automaker expert, an engineer, who was called to say, and the question was, is it possible for 5 people in a car, even they are drunk, that they cannot make out that the body is being dragged from the left axle? And he said, no, it is not possible. So it is clearly established, as you said, that they were aware that this will lead to the death. And that is why it is culpable homicide amounting to murder.
So Yashwardhan Azad, would you say that this is evidence to show that there was an intention to kill?
Well, there is a very thin line, Maria, between these two, whether it is plain murder or whether it's culpable. They fully knew that dragging a body like this would lead to the killing of the victim. Now, if they are aware of it, that means it is a kind of a conscious act. The defense may say that they were doing it to sort of get rid of the body and run away, but that's not true. They ran away after they stopped the car.
After they knew that there was a body stuck under the car. So they knew about it. Barka, it's very clear now that all this defense, that they were drunk, they were listening to loud music, doesn't seem to be working. Particularly because this is a rarest of the rare crime. It's a gruesome murder. And more so, that they knew about a body being stuck. Barka.
Absolutely true. There are so many lapses. Yeah, Maria, there are so many lapses in the case, the police lapses. Everything is so fishy in this case, and every day we hear some contradictory statements. Even the police, every day they come out with a new version. How to believe anyone? Even Nidhi's version. I just demand for a narco test for Nidhi, because what Nidhi is saying has never happened. She is altogether come up with a new version. So there should be a narco test. And another thing is that,
while we talk about Nidhi, what about these men? What about these men? Barka, are you one of those who will say that because it is a gruesome crime, they should be booked for murder?
Yes, they should be. They should be booked. They should be severely punished, because as we are coming to know all the facts, they intentionally were dragging the body. So they should be, the crime has been very gruesome and they should be severely punished. There's no second thought about it. But the court will decide it. We are no one to decide that. We can only discuss, because the facts are still not clear. The whole case is so fishy. The facts are not clear. Every day we hear some of the new other
because
new
today
things.
we came to know about 2 more accused. You have the version that came of Nidhi yesterday.
7, now
every day.
7.
As far as piecing together the timeline is concerned, that has not been done till now, Mamta. And that is what is raising the doubt if Delhi police is indeed serious about solving this case.
Maria, as far as that fateful morning is concerned, I completely agree that there were too many lapses as far as Delhi police's entire behavior is concerned. And as I had earlier mentioned on your channel, that Delhi LG has already told Delhi CP to look into this. But now the Delhi police is putting in efforts to solve the case, to understand the case, and they are interrogating and taking a lot of evidence to solve the case.
But then again, why do you have a Nidhi come up and she makes statements which are contradicted by the family of the victim? Then the mother is talking about a different version. You also have the neighbor saying completely different story. Then you have these 5 accused who are lying completely about their own role. The intent is becoming clear. And then the police actually begins the entire investigation with one premise, that this is a hit and run case. So then why shouldn't we ask that, are they really serious about solving this case?
See, Maria, you are absolutely correct, and all of us want this case to be solved, and all of us want to know the real picture and the truth behind Anjali's horrific death. We want to, justice to be served to Anjali and to her family. Now, Point number one. Point number two, as far as Nidhi is concerned, yes, I agree with you 100%. I am with you on this, that she is changing her statements. I completely understand the point of view of Anjali's mother when she says that I don't know this girl. Whatever she's saying is wrong. She's lying, and everything has to be investigated. I completely agree with you. And
so
all
is this then Abhinandita?
Maria.
Yes, a
But
wake-up call
Maria, who's going
for
to investigate? The police is covering up.
So the police should investigate
Maria,
themselves.
the police is itself
So is
covering
this
up.
time
The
also
whole
to perhaps
issue. Then
hand
who's
over
going
this
to do
case
the
to a different
investigation?
agency? But before that, Abhinandita,
Yes.
is this a
Yes,
wake-up
CBI.
call for late-night surveillance, given the unfulfilled promises of more and more CCTVs and street lights in the national capital?
Look, this incident actually brings up a lot of very serious questions and a lot of introspection for everyone concerned on this panel and outside in the system and as citizens and so on. There are 2-3 things that emerge here that we must talk about, and that is that despite all the promises, especially post Nirbhaya, and especially when a new government came into power, it was all like about strong action, chappa ninj and all that. Now, who are we protecting exactly? The murder accused at the moment have their own hoardings up outside the same police station. What I'm trying to say is that there is absolutely no stern action.
But I didn't get what is chappa ninj and all. What are you directing towards?
There is no action against criminals who are making offences against women.
Okay.
Now, this is the problem in this country right now. That
then, if it is about crimes against women, it is
about
a dual responsibility of all stakeholders, which includes the state government.
Absolutely.
Yashwardhan Azad will get the final words. Mr. Azad, today...
Can I get 30 seconds, please?
Mamta, I really do not have much time. I have to give the final words to Yashwardhan Azad now. Mr. Azad... Mr. Azad, the question here is of the premise with which the entire investigation began, and during the course of these 4 days, every day a new piece of evidence is brought out in the public domain. The timeline is not clear. If there are 2 suspects who have been added, then there is also an intent to hide evidence, which means they knew that they had committed crime. So there are larger issues that are involved here. Did the Delhi police botch up the investigation? And they are trying to do course correction now.
No, I don't think the investigation was botched up. In fact, right from the beginning, I think the only place where you can fault the Delhi police is the reaction time of the PCR.
Okay.
For example, in lodging of the FIR, there was no one to lodge the FIR, and so the accused, once they were caught, the FIR was lodged. Now, that is a first information report, and the way they projected it, it was written as 379-304A. But as soon as it was possible, the remand was taken, and culpable homicide not amounting to murder was registered. Therefore, nothing exactly was lost. Thirdly, the substantive part of the evidence has been established. That first, it was an accident at that particular point of time. And afterwards, now, in fact, even a fresh FIR could be lodged that it could be plain murder because they were quite aware that this is happening. Now, in that respect, I would say that all the additional information we are talking about, what the Nidhi's mother is saying, or the character, whether they were friends, is not substantial at all. In fact, what is most important about Nidhi's statement is that when the impact took place, she fell on one side and she saw her friend falling under the axle wheel and screaming for help.
And now, she did nothing.
And she did nothing. So,
look at the audacity.
And the DVR, there is a technical glitch with that. It is running 45 minutes or 1 hour late or before. So
all right.
That is all established. So all with the help of forensic, with the help of CCTV, and with the help of this witness 164, the case, I think, is pretty solid.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Yashwardhan Azad Barkha.